Transitioning from Tema BBC Community 2 to come to America and New York, you are at the doorsteps of heaven. That's how I saw it. So there was nothing like, oh man, I can't find a job. Oh, I'm tired. I'm working 12 hours, 24 hours, so I have to go back. No, there was nothing back home for me to go to. Well, my name is Alexander Mensah. I've been in the United States since October 2002. So you do the math, it's been just a little bit over 23 years. And then I'm the co-owner of the Asanka Delight. I own this business with my wife. She's the chef. I do everything here. You know, cleaning all the way down to doing the paperwork and all that stuff. So administrative work, I do it myself. And then I also work for the US government. I work at a facility called the Kennedy Center. Living in Ghana was not actually it wasn't something that I pursued growing up. We lived in BBC. Most of our friends never traveled. So we really didn't look up to traveling because we knew that the opportunity wasn't there as others. The life we led is all we knew. We didn't know anything about being poor or being rich. We were just there, kids. And we enjoyed every moment of our lives, so it was good. So my process was divine intervention. I didn't have to go through too much struggles like others did. I didn't have to pay any connection man. You know, I just put some documentation together, and then with the invitation letter that my sister sent me, I was able to go through my interview. Had an interview date, went over there. They asked me 1 or 2 questions. I was there just for about 5 minutes or so, and then I was given the visa to come. I mean, the truth of the matter, when I was coming, there was no looking back. There were 6 of us living in a single room. Our household, there were 3 different families living in one household. So we were all tied in the same little corner. So any opportunity to get out of there was there. Just that I never saw the opportunity to get out, so I never pursued it until it came in. So once I got out of Ghana, I knew that I was saying bye-bye. You know, when you go to Rome, you do as the Romans do. So I learned very quickly that I needed to blend. I didn't want my identity from Ghana to betray me so easily like that. Because once here in America, once they notice that you are from Africa, irrespective of how much you know, irrespective of your knowledge, your appearance or anything, people tend to look down upon you a little bit. Okay, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to stand out as, look at that African boy. So I dressed like Americans. I blended in. I learned to speak the way they speak so they can understand me. Communication to me was very important. If you can mingle, if you can get a good job, if you can get your way around very quickly, you should be able to communicate. When you come to America, whoever you stay with, whatever they do, is exactly what you're going to do. You know. So when I came, a friend that I had, he's the one that was, you know, showing me around and all that stuff. He did home care. He had a case. He had a private case. He was taking care of this man, and then he needed to travel. So he asked me if I could go and take care of the man at his home. This man was on hospice. If you know about hospice, it means that he was, you know, getting ready to die. So I went there. I spent about a week with this guy. I was helping him out. I didn't know anything. He just said, just help him, give him his medicine. I don't have to cook for him because they ordered food. Just be there so that, you know, you can support him. So that is what I was there doing. One time, just there, you know, and then I was asleep. I got up and I couldn't hear him breathe. It was around 2 a.m. or so. So I went upstairs to go check up on him. He was dead. That was my first time of having to be in the same room or sleeping with a dead man. So he was dead. I called the family. They didn't even worry about it. They said, oh, don't worry, we'll come back in the morning to come help. And I said, oh, so I have to deal with this guy for all throughout the night. And that was very scary. It was such an experience that I had that I will never forget, to have to stay with a dead person in the same household, like just the 2 of us. So from there, doing the care, I was reading the papers and I found a job opportunity in New York City, Manhattan. And then it was similar to what I did. It was something small. It said companionship. I said, oh, companionship, I just did 1 week companionship. Maybe, you know, I can handle this. So I applied to it, and somehow I was invited for an interview. When I went there, and as soon as the client saw me, as if he knew me, he said, I like this guy. So I became his companion. I was driving him around. I was ordering his medication. I actually stayed in his house. I did that for quite some time, about 2-3 years or so, until he passed on, and then I had to come back to New York. It's rather unfortunate that, most folks back home in Ghana do not realize how much work you have to do to earn here. Nothing here is given. You have to work very hard to make any amount of money that you make. But sometimes there's always divine intervention. Okay, if I believe that, if you lean on God and you believe in Him, He will make certain ways for you where there seems to be no way. My most difficult moment is about 2-3 years ago when my house got on fire. So that was a heck of an experience, It was just by God I could have lost my entire family because everybody was home when the house caught on fire. I was even asleep. My wife came calling me, and then we were able to evacuate the house. The whole house burned down. It changed things for me. Okay, it was very, very tough. Coming to America, I know that I have no reason to say that I've given up here. I don't want to make up any scary story as if that I came here and life was too bad. When I came here, I had come to heaven in my mind. I knew that I had to make it work. Okay, so I didn't have a choice. I knew that a lot of people back home were going to depend on me for, their livelihood. So I wasn't soft like that to say that, oh, life is beating me up. If I had to sleep on the street, I would have slept on the street. I think I consider myself successful. Okay, but then again, my definition or my understanding of being successful might be completely different from what others think. I know that in Ghana, when you say you are successful, it's all based upon the way you appear, your appearance. If you have cars, or if you have a good job, or whatever it is, we will say that, hey, this guy, he's very successful. You see the car that he's driving, he has Mercedes-Benz, he has all that stuff. But maybe that person may not consider himself successful because maybe Mercedes-Benz is not what they want. Maybe they want Bugatti, something big time. So until they get that, you see them as successful, but they don't consider themselves successful. The same applies to me. Successful is, having something in mind and being able to accomplish. I live my life day by day. So I calculate my success every day. Okay? If I get up in the morning and my intention is to be able to go to work and money to provide for my family, and I'm able to do that, I have become successful. This what you see here, this restaurant here, you look at it, this is a little bit beautiful than most average Ghanaian restaurant that you see around here. This is what we intended to do. Okay, this did not come by accident. When we came in here, the whole place was like a swamp. Okay, this is what we sat down as a team and put together a plan, a design like that, and we're able to build it. Okay, we're able to build it. So it's successful. If you want to, I'm successful because I've been able to accomplish what I intended to do. And so if that is how I want, yes, I am successful. Cooking was my wife's passion. My wife, she's always loved to cook. So she started doing cooking small for cab drivers. She was cooking in the house, and then one day she cooked and invited people to the house to come eat, and they said, oh, wow, you're doing very well, you cook very well. Why don't you, cook something small for us so we can go and give it to the guys who cannot come here, so maybe, you can start something. So That is how it started. She started cooking something small, a plate here, a plate there, a plate here, a plate there. And then next thing we know, it started to get a little bit bigger. Next thing you know, people were ordering trays. So it started a little piece here and there, and next thing you know, people wanted a small party. They said, hey, can you cook us wachi? Can you make us some jollof rice? And then it started to get big and big and big. So it grew so big that it became a problem because the neighbors started reporting her, for running a business in the house, in an apartment, which was illegal. So I believe that one time they even came, were lucky, she was coming in from the back door and the police came in from the front door and somebody said, hey, the police are in your house. Okay. So, and then she left from the back door and that was it. So we knew that now, if we really want to do this, then it couldn't be, in the apartment. So there was a brief halt. And then a friend of ours who was doing a barber shop at the Landmark Mall, came to us and said that, hey, I see that you stopped cooking, but there's a space here in the cafeteria. Why don't you come to talk to the management and then maybe you can find a space there? We haven't seen any Ghanaian restaurant in the mall cafeteria, as far as this area is concerned. Definitely, I haven't seen any Ghanaian restaurant. So we didn't even think it was possible that would be accepted over there. So he kept pushing us, come and try. These guys, they need, some people have moved out, so come and try. So we went to the mall management in Alexandria, Landmark Mall, and talked to them and said that, hey, we are interested in leasing a space over here. God being so good, one tenant was just about to move. So we went and talked to them, and we did very, very well over there. We had a lot of catering events. I mean, we pulled customers from everywhere. It was very, very good experience. Best experience is that if you have a business and people live off your business. I think that is very, very hard fulfilling to know that you have a business that people will get up and say they are going to work, and when they go to work, they come to your business. I mean, there's nothing so, fulfilling than that. So that is how Asanka Delight was born, and it became well known in this area. If you have a land or you have a house that you don't need, or you don't have any use for it, and you want to sell it and use the money to, find your way here, by all means, I'm not going to, oppose that. However, do travel well. The idea that you have to go and walk in the desert, I know people walk through the desert and all that trying to come in here. I think that is stretching your luck. I know some may have done it and be successful in doing it, but many do not survive that. I think, going through all that, I'd rather you patiently, wait till you have a better opportunity to travel. When you're in Ghana and they say money grows on tree here, yes, money grows on the tree, but then it doesn't fall off the tree. It just grows and stays there. Okay, money will never fall off the tree. It's not like oranges. It stays there. Whatever it is, it's going to stuck to the tree. And if this tree is a timber, you have to climb yourself all the way up there to go get the money. Or you have to go get yourself some chainsaw or something and chop the tree down to get the money off it. So they do grow, but they don't plug themselves into your pocket. One thing is that a lot of people in Ghana want to travel, but they're never prepared to travel. It's amazing. It's crazy how people pray, people fast, huge majority of people that go to church in Ghana, okay, they do good because they want an opportunity to travel. They want the blessing to travel. I'm telling you, to travel is the blessing in Ghana. But they really never prepared. There's a lot of people like that, they've not even seen a passport before. They don't have passports. They don't have bank account. They don't know what it takes. They're just there and hoping that one day, maybe by some divine intervention, when they go to sleep and wake up, they'll find themselves here in Woodbridge. It doesn't work like that. If you want to travel, if your goal is to travel as a youth in Ghana, it's a good goal. But make sure that you are making the right move. Talk to somebody here and let them guide you, and that will help you.